Does having a sense of purpose enhance our lives? Today, I'd like to talk about the role of purpose and its benefits that it can bring to one's life. We'll cover things like mental well-being, a spike in resilience, the greater chance at a happier life, and finally, we'll look at how purpose makes you more efficient. All these things arise from something I made called the feedback loop. First, let's look at the mental well-being that comes with having a purpose. For example, in the memoir Night, our author goes through the Holocaust and is able to endure the tragedies and avoid insanity due to having the purpose of saving his father. After the Holocaust is over, his purpose of telling his story to the world so that nothing like this happens ever again becomes his purpose, and it leads him to having a relatively normal life compared to other Holocaust survivors. There's also scientific proof that having a purpose leads to less problems at an older age, such as dementia, movement problems, and many other physical and mental disabilities. Another benefit to having a purpose is greater resilience. This could be in the form of resisting physical pain, where someone is able to endure the tiredness from the day's tasks and being able to continually do that task for many days to come. For example, Miss Madsen comes to school every day and even works on the weekends to mark and make project ideas, even if it's tiring, because one of her purposes is to teach. There's also a form of mental resilience, where someone is able to look at the positives even in a negative situation when they're working towards this purpose of theirs. The final main benefit that I want to mention is how purpose can help you with time management and spending our limited time effectively and efficiently. When we have a purpose, there's a greater chance we won't spend time procrastinating and more time executing. For this reason, we're able to complete our tasks quicker and have more time to focus on living a healthier life. For example, working out and eating better. It's proven that those with more time have a greater sense of purpose, and this is further proven when we look at age statistics and how older people seem to have a purpose more often than younger people. This is because they've had more time to explore themselves and figure out why they are here. They involve themselves in activities that they enjoy more and make relationships that are longer lasting and more stable. If we can gain this extra time early, we can be able to understand our purpose at a younger age and in a more clear way, and maybe live our lives in a happier way. One way that we gave ourselves more time in class was the week-long Hygge. Spending time in class just taking a break helped us think past our systematic school system and work towards something that actually matters, something bigger. Can you guess what it is? So, we've learned that a purpose helps eliminate the step between setting a goal and taking action. This process is incorporated in something I like to call the feedback loop. This loop starts with a purpose, which leads to the individual creating a plan. In this plan, many goals are set, and then comes the hardest part, execution. The problem many individuals have is that they're able to create plans and goals such as New Year's resolutions, but they forget the first and most important step. What was the purpose? Failing to create one, they usually aren't able to execute. But if we do have a purpose, we're able to achieve this goal, which leads us back to our purpose, creating a feeling of happiness and success in our minds. This feeling of achievement will push the individual towards making more goals and executing, and this is the feedback loop. Remember, the key to moving towards improving our work habits and making more time for ourselves starts in this purpose leading to execution step. To achieve our goals, such as going from avoiding homework or spending too much time on our video games or phones, to increasing our time efficiency and making time for ourselves, we have to find a purpose for our goals. Finally, let's look at some examples of people that found a purpose in their life and have indirectly followed this feedback loop. Kevin Brooks came to our school to talk about his experience. His purpose to make sure that we did better than he did. His accident cost him the life of his friend and his own legs. But he used this event not as a way to only see sadness in his life, but also to find a purpose. He wanted to make sure the drivers of the road were safe and sober, and his situation helped him execute. And now he's an international public speaker promoting safe driving in many schools. Another example, and one of the most fascinating people I've ever learned about, is Sir Isaac Newton. He's one of the fathers of calculus and physics and synthesized topics that led to advancements across the world in all industries. His purpose was to answer the fundamental questions of the world. He once said, "To myself, I am only a child playing on the beach, while vast oceans of truth lie undiscovered before me." His purpose was to find these undiscovered truths, and even with all the setbacks in his path, he was able to stay resilient and find his truth in the world, find his purpose. I hope some of these benefits sounded interesting to you and that they encourage you to go out and find your purpose. And I hope that you learned something about the benefits of purpose. Thank you.